Good morning, my beautiful people. I hope you like this new environment. I am outside. You probably can hear people running. It's very beautiful outside, and I thought, why not come out and give you a different scene, to look at. I wanted to talk to you today about discipline, something that I think is crucial to our growth. It's crucial for for us to reach our full potential. And discipline is something I discovered within myself at a young age. It basically started when I was about 14 or 15, and I thought to myself, how come every time I tell myself that I'll stop eating junk food, every time that I give myself a goal, every time I tell myself that I'll wake up and do this the next day, I never freaking do it? What the hell is going on? And I could be so convinced when I tell myself that. I can be so convinced when I tell myself in the moment, okay, I have this goal. I want to stop this. I want to do this. And yet, when the moment comes, it's like my morals are gone. My values are gone, and I am super demotivated to do anything. And then it basically created a competition within myself. I was like, well, wait. If I tell myself these things, and then my mind, because I noticed that it was thoughts that were going through my head that made me not do what I had to do. So I had to tell myself, so there's me, and then there's this mind that does the opposite of what I tell it to. And it made me ask myself, okay, well, Umayma, next time you set a goal for yourself, who are you going to let win? So that's how I discovered discipline. I didn't even know it was called discipline at that point, but I told myself, who is going to win? I created a competition between me and myself. And from then on, every time I gave myself a goal, it was always the competition, that inner thought that was going to be like, well, who are you going to let win? Are you going to let your mind win? Or are you going to remember your past self that really wanted you to set this goal? And I'm a pretty competitive person, so this worked out for me. Maybe if you're not competitive, this won't work for you. But let's talk generally about how you can be more disciplined. I believe that if you want to be disciplined, the first step to it all is taking responsibility and accountability for shit that you do and don't do. So when I don't do something, I don't blame it on nobody. When I am not following through, I don't blame it on nobody or anything. I don't blame it on the weather. I don't blame it on the time. I don't blame it on my feelings. I don't blame it on nobody but myself. I know I have responsibility to do those things. I know that it is a choice to do those things or to not to do them. And taking that first step of taking responsibility, accountability, is not only going to help you with your discipline, but it's going to help you overall with your life. It feels so powerful to realize and admit to yourself that everything is within your hands. That's the first step. And maybe there's a pre-step, is being aware. Really reflecting back on the things that you keep pointing fingers on other people. No, he's the one that made me react this way. No, I didn't do this because he interrupted my routine. Oh, but I don't have enough time. Oh, but the weather is not great, so I'm not motivated. Like, no, let's not do that. And trust me, you'll feel so powerful once you realize that you are, as cliche as I say, as it is, in the passenger seat of your life. That's the first step. I would say another tip that is really great when it comes to discipline is I always remind myself of why I am doing what I'm doing when my mind starts to try to tell me to not do the thing and stay in my comfort zone. I remind myself that the reason I want to work out is for my health, that I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy in my 60s. I want to be able to move around easily. I want to be mobile and flexible and strong and feel powerful. And that why really pushes me every time to be motivated and to follow through. I know my why is strong, so the how doesn't matter. When you know your why, and you need to find a really deep why, not a, oh, I want to have muscle. Okay, great. But why do you want to have muscle? I want to have muscle so I can feel strong. Why do you want to feel strong? So I can be the best version of myself. Why do you want to be the best version of yourself? Because I want to project good things onto the people in my life, and I want to be a good person to them, and I want to play with my kids in the future and feel good in my body. Well, great. Now you have a really deep why. And that really pushes me every time. When I don't feel like working out, I tell myself that this is my why, and that why really pushes me. When I don't feel like reading, I tell myself that I want to feed my mind and I want to learn as much as I can, and I can't get to that if I don't have a consistent everyday routine with great habits that feed my mind. Just as much as I would love to feed and take care of my body, I want to take care and feed my mind as well. And this you can apply to literally anything in your life. But once you know your why and once it's strong enough, the how won't really matter. You'll figure it out. Another part of sticking through to what you tell yourself is changing the wording, the language that you have towards the habits and goals. I loved it when I read this. It's saying that I don't have to, but I get to. It really puts you into perspective. It really puts you in a position of gratefulness, of thankfulness. I am so freaking thankful that I get to move my body, that I have my health and I am able and capable to do all these things. And just that honestly motivates me so much to get my ass to the gym. I'm like, are you kidding? Your health could be gone tomorrow. Literally, your health could be gone tomorrow and you can't work out. Your health could be gone tomorrow and you won't be able to read. Your health will be gone tomorrow and you will be able to give yourself challenges. I love giving myself challenges. I have the capability to give myself challenges. Therefore, I will. I have the capability to grow. Therefore, I will. I don't have to do these things. Nobody's putting a knife against my neck and telling me that I have to do them. I am doing them for my own benefit. I am doing them because I know they will do good to me. And so changing that perspective and saying that I get to, I feel so lucky. Seriously, when I say those things and I really elaborate in that sentence, I feel so lucky. I feel alive, gratefulness is huge in happiness and everything. And we'll talk about that in another video. But realizing that we are so lucky to be here, so lucky to have all that we have. And us as humans, we tend to focus on what we're missing. And as much as it's okay, it's not okay, don't judge yourself through it because we've all been programmed this way. Just fight yourself out of it. That's what's most important. If you set a goal, I want you to start small. As much as it is great to aim high and to give yourself big challenges, that will come later. Okay, if you're just starting into your discipline and you've been a super undisciplined procrastinator type of person for your whole life, it's not by setting a huge goal. That's not what's going to help you follow through. It's not what's going to help you keep your word. It's just going to seem unattainable. It's going to seem too hard, and you're most likely to give up within the first few days or the first few weeks. And we don't want that, right? We want consistency. Our vision is long term. We're not looking for the short term. We're looking to build a lifestyle here. So start small so you can set goals that seem attainable, but at the same time, they give you just a little bit of a challenge. So if you're someone who has never journaled in their life, telling yourself that you have to write every day 2 pages won't work. Okay, what would be great is that for you to tell yourself, well, let me journal twice a week and I can start with whatever. I don't have to write a page. I don't have to write a paragraph. Honestly, I don't give myself a limit. I don't give myself a minimum. I don't give myself a maximum. Whatever is on my mind, I write it down. Sometimes I give myself some prompts so I can reflect more, because sometimes you just simply don't know what the heck to write about. But just start small. This was just an example. Maybe for you, journaling 5 minutes every day would be better. Maybe for others, it's just set your own small goal. Okay, depending on what you're aiming for. I can't give you every single example in this video, but you get the point. Set small goals, but don't make them too easy either. If it's too easy, there's no growth. If it's too easy, you're not proud of yourself. If it's too easy, you're not getting out of your comfort zone. But what you are doing with setting small, a little bit challenging goals is giving yourself more chances to attain them. That's what we want. And if you start giving yourself more excuses, I just want you to step back, reflect, and ask yourself, well, what can I do to make this habit that I'm trying to incorporate last as long as possible? What can I do to feel more motivated to do this habit every single day, or that I can do this habit twice a week, whatever it is? That's literally the thought process that you should have. It should be a problem-solving thought process. You're always looking to find solutions to do what you should do, because you know it's for your benefits, and you know it's for your growth, and you know it's because it's good for you. I like to remind myself of the after feeling. That's what I call it. The after feeling of doing what I need to do. I know I feel so freaking good when I work out. I know that there is no way after a workout I'll tell myself, oh, I should have just stayed home. There's no way I feel regretful after I journaled, or after I read, or after I decide to film a video outside, even if I'm not super comfortable and there's people walking around. I know that every time I get out of my comfort zone, I know that every time I beat my mind, every time I follow through, even if I don't feel like it, the proudness, that happiness, it's worth it. And thinking about that after feeling just motivates me more. It pushes me more, and I think it will do the same for you. So remind yourself of that. Become aware and be like, wait, how am I going to feel after getting this done? How will I feel after keeping my word to myself? And don't forget, every time you do what you need to do, you're building trust with yourself. And that trust with yourself is everything regarding your self-esteem. And that brings me to the point of sometimes you simply have to do things regardless of how you feel. Listen, 80% of the time, we're not motivated. 80% of the time, we don't feel like doing shit. And so if we expect that 20% to work for us and make us grow and make us reach our goals, well, we're in it for disappointment. It won't. I know that I have to do things regardless of how I feel, because that's 80%. That's most of the time, if not more. So sometimes I just have to literally push myself and tell myself, you're gonna get up no matter how you feel. I literally, and this goes back to the second point of being in a fight with your mind. And once you learn to do things regardless of how you feel, it'll come more naturally with time. Last but not least, I want you to remember that not having motivation is not a dead end. It's not like, oh, I don't have motivation. Well, dang, I can't do anything about it. As much as I told you that you should do things despite of how you feel, sometimes you can be a problem solver and find ways to be motivated. Sometimes listening to music makes me motivated and pumped up to go to the gym. Sometimes listening to a motivational video reminds me to go after it. Sometimes it's simply reminding myself of why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. Sometimes it's building the competition with my mind to see who's going to win. So remember that if you're not motivated, sometimes you can look for ways to be motivated, while other times you're just going to have to follow through despite of how you feel. That's that. I hope you're having a great day. Make sure to leave a comment letting me know a certain point that you really liked about this video. If there's anything else you would like to add for others to read that you think is important in discipline. And I'll see you guys next time. I can't wait.